Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This will be part 4 of the SS3 house. Let's get started. So in the previous video, we were able to start level 2 and we added some furniture, interior walls, and the exterior wall. And now we're going to continue working on this. So let's start by adding a floor. So let's save this for now. And then let's add in a floor. Let's edit this type, duplicate, and name this floor 1. And let's go to the thickness and let's put it at 200 and change the material. Let's use this cherry and then press OK, OK, and then OK. Now let's add in a rectangle. So it's easy to put rectangle first and then we're gonna trim it afterwards. So I'm just adding the rectangle all around. Like this. And then after that, there will be an opening right here. So let's trim this now. Let's move it here beside the stairs. There will be an opening here in the middle. We're going to pull this back up to here. We're going to close this off. So let's trim this. And let's trim this area. I'm going to align this. And then I'm going to use this split element. And let's trim this part. And then after that, let's close this again. Trim this part. And then remove whatever's like that, and trim this part. Trim this area and then remove the remaining. We don't need this part actually. We could just trim this up to here. So this will be open for the stairs and everything else is closed. Once you have done that, let's click finish and don't attach. And as you can see, we have our 3D. Like this. And we just need to move some furniture. So let's move this one. We're also just going to trim this. I'm gonna make an extrusion later on, so we don't need that one protruding. And then now let's add in some railing. So I'm gonna use the regular railing, the pipe. I'm gonna add a railing right here. So I'm gonna add it like so. And then I'm gonna move it backward a little bit. So just to give a gap. And then finish. Railing again. Go back to architecture, railing, and we're gonna close this off. And then click finish. And then lastly, let's add the railing right here. So let's add in some dimensions. Let's add a dimension here. And then after that, let's add the total width. And then after that, the grid line. Let's pull this out as well, and this one, to give it more information. So you can pause here so that you could see the dimension that I created, and you could just replicate and follow whatever I did. So I'm just reviewing the elevation. So far we're good with this, and we could start adding more information. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to slice this so that I can pull this out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna going to south elevation. No, actually this will be either east or west. So it's actually west elevation. I know I have this wall, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split element this roughly on this. So now I could pull this up. So roughly 1,000. So I just want to double check. So yeah, around 1,000. Okay, and then we're gonna add in some windows here, but before the window I want to add a model in place. Let's choose generic model and then generic model number 1. It will be an extrusion. Make sure to pick a plane, press OK, and then let's pick this plane. And then after we pick the plane, choose rectangle. So we're going to add this. Push this down a little bit. So around 2700 will be fine. And then after that, click rectangle again and put an offset. So around 50 offset. It should be inside. So I'm saying the 50 is too thin. So let's make it 100. I want to see. Yeah, so 100 will be fine. And you should press spacebar to go inner or outer. So let's go inner. And then before we click finish, let's change the materials to clad white and then OK. Press OK. And then let's look at it at 3D. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this out more. So I'm just estimating from what I'm looking at. So this one will be good. And actually we made a mistake in adding too much on this. So we could just double click this one, edit extrusion. We could go back to west elevation and then select this line and then notch it in place like so. And then click finish and then finish again. So actually this extrusion is more of until on this side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit this again and click on the extrusion, edit extrusion. We're going to just finish it from the end. So SL and then trim. And then make sure that everything is aligned. And then click finish and then finish. And this grid bubble is on the way, so we're going to pull it up more like that. And then once we go to south elevation, we're going to create another extrusion. So model in place, generic model, and extrusion again. Pick a plane. We're gonna choose this plane, so this wall, and we're just going to copy the same extrusion that we created, but then again only up to here, so around 2000. And then again rectangle again and then an offset. but this time it will be an outside. After this, delete this line, SL to split element, and then trim this. So let's trim. So something like this. Click finish. Look at it at 3D. And what we can do is we could just roughly look at the extrusion. So it looks the same, and then we're going to extend it. So click finish, and then extend this one up to here. So might as well use EL, align. And then from here we could play around if we feel that it's not extruded more. So it's taking place now. And then for this one, we could go to level 2. I'm gonna pull this out. And we're gonna add in another wall. So I'm just gonna add in another wall. Something like this. And then I'm gonna align this. This one will be aligned for this one. So use align AL and then align it. Similar to that. We also need to create the wooden blinds. So let's go back to west elevation and start drawing that. So we're gonna use in place mask again, or model in place, generic model. And we're gonna use this plane. So set it, pick a plane, set it on this plane. And then let's create the similar extrusion. So from what I'm seeing, it kind of goes over like so. And then maybe we could just, so like 100 is the thickness. And then let's copy multiple. And let's do this. So I could just easily erase that. And then more on here on the end. And maybe a few more. Something like this. Going over. And then once you're satisfied, you can change this. Let's use pine and then click finish. And then let's look at it at 3D. And let's change this. Then finish. Something like this. And then we need to cover up on the other side. So let me double check from the image. Yes, we have all covered on the other side as well. So what I can do is I'm gonna try and copy this. So I'm gonna copy this one. I'm gonna remove constraint, copy it here, and then rotate it. And then after that, we could just move it. But before that, let's align it onto this wall. And then let's go to, I believe this is south elevation. And then edit in place. Just gonna delete this and add a few more. That will be good enough. And then click finish. And we just need to pull it out. And lastly, we're just going to edit this and remove this one. Only one will be removed. And then just finish everything. So now it looks good. It looks like the one in the picture that I'm looking at. Unfortunately, I cannot show it to you guys. You can just search it or check it out at Arch Daily. It's under copyright material, so I cannot show it here. Although this is a video tutorial, but I just want to make sure or to be safe on this topic. So this one is good. We could add in the mirrors. We have a mirror right here, all the way going down and going left. So we will have to create something here. For this one, we could put this space up to level 1, and we could just move this back similar to this one by using align. So AL, and then I'm gonna align this. I just need to see it. So I could just go to level 1 and pull this out like that. So it looks like we have a continuous wall right here. So now that we finished this, let's add in the window. So I'm going to add in a window right here. So I'm going to use curtain wall. So click on wall, go down, drop down, and look for curtain wall. We're going to add in a curtain wall right here. And then we're going to add it from here as well. And then for this one, we're going to put it from the inside. And then let's try and connect this one. I'm going to use align. So something like that. And then before we go, let's cut the geometry. And then let's look at it at 3D. And then we just need to pull this down. I know it's harder to look at, but I should have added the windows first, but this is how I want it to be done. And then let's put AL, and let's copy each and every one's height. So for this one, we could just hide this for now. Hide element. And let's hide this one as well. Pull this up, AL, and then this height as well. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in another one. So right here, there is a window as well. So go to wall again, and then it's just a small wall. And then we can go to modify and cut geometry. And then EL, we're gonna copy this height and this. So we still have this one. So what you have to do is you will need to go over that. Okay. I believe this one is like this only. So I'm just looking at a picture, and because of the blinds, the wooden blinds, I couldn't see it properly. So for now, let's add in a curtain grid in the middle of this, and maybe one more here. And then I think it has a grid line like this as well, horizontal. And then after that, let's add in the mullion. I'm gonna change this mullion to 50 by 65 and then all grid. And then this one as well. Let's delete this one for the corner. And this is good enough. So we're done with this part. Now let us appear the one that we hid. So you just need to go down, close reveal hidden line, hidden elements. So we're just gonna select this and then unhide, and then click this to finish. So everything is appearing and everything is done. So just a couple of changes. So actually this one should be aligned on here, and this one should be moved like that. And then we're gonna copy that as well here. Okay. And then now let's add in a window there. So let's add it from the level 2. So wall again, curtain wall, just a small nook. and then go to modify again, cut geometry, and then after you cut the geometry, we could pull this down. So let's go here, pull this down like that. All the way down. And I think it's better if we put it like so. And then we could add in this one as well, the horizontal. So let's go back to level 1 and then add in this, and then cut geometry. Go to 3D so that you can see it better. Or let's go to west elevation, and then we could change this from here. And I'm going to pull it all the way there. And then after that, let's add in curtain grid. So it looks like it has curtain grid like this. And then curtain grid like that. So first, I'm gonna delete this and then add in curtain grid from the middle. And then the middle of the middle. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this down and mark it from there. I'm gonna put AL like so. And then after that, add in all the mullions like that. So I think we're gonna stop here for now and continue on the next video. Thank you for watching and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.